Hello everybody, this is Kimchi Crypto. Today I'm going to talk about the price local top, especially in crypto market. The price peak could be triggered by this event. Let me explain. On February 29th, Hong Kong's largest Bitcoin ETF assets up fivefold since October last year. But this was all about Bitcoin futures ETF, not Bitcoin spot ETF. And later, on March 27th, Hong Kong-based asset manager named VSFG and Value Partners apply for spot Bitcoin ETF. In January this year, Harvest Global Investments, a major asset management company in China, mainland China, purportedly became the first to apply for a spot Bitcoin ETF with the SFC in Hong Kong. And on April 8th, China's largest funds applied for spot Bitcoin ETF in Hong Kong. Major Chinese asset managers like Harvest Fund, as I mentioned before, as well as Southern Fund, are leveraging Hong Kong subsidiaries to apply for Bitcoin ETFs. Multiple Chinese asset managers, they applied for spot Bitcoin ETF and waiting for the approval of those applications. On April 9th in Bloomberg, Hong Kong gets first applications for spot Bitcoin ETFs. Harvest Global Investments, CSOP Asset Management have applied to list their spot Bitcoin ETFs with Hong Kong's Securities and Futures Commission. And Hong Kong firm targets spot Bitcoin ETF launch in first quarter of this year. But already it's April now, so it's been delayed a little bit, but the report says Bitcoin spot ETF approval is coming, it's on the way. And on April 10th, Hong Kong is reportedly set to approve first spot Bitcoin ETF by mid-April, exactly on April 15th, which is just several days away from now. The first Bitcoin spot ETF will be approved. That's what they mentioned, especially for ETF applications will be approved by April 15th. The Hong Kong is gearing up to approve the first batch of spot Bitcoin ETFs in the region by April 15th. According to Tencent News, which is based in mainland China, they mentioned the Hong Kong Securities and Futures Commission. The report says the Hong Kong regulator initially planned to approve only 4 spot Bitcoin ETFs in the first batch, especially on April 15th. So Hong Kong SFC will approve more ETFs in the coming weeks or months. But on April 15th, only 4 ETFs will be approved. That's what they mentioned. However, the latest changes revealed that at least 2 applications didn't meet the requirements for the crypto asset management in Hong Kong. The timing and recipients of permission to offer the first spot Bitcoin ETFs in the region remain uncertain. So 2, 3, 4, 5, who knows? So, but some of those ETF applications will be approved. Currently, several Hong Kong-based companies and proxies from mainland China have signaled their interest in launching spot crypto ETFs. China Southern Fund as well as Harvest Fund, Jiaxi Fund, Huaxia Fund, and Southern Fund have submitted applications via their Hong Kong arms and are waiting for regulatory approval. The name of those 4 ETF applicants were revealed. All of them are proxy companies in Hong Kong but from the mainland China. So once the SFC of Hong Kong approves the first batch of spot Bitcoin ETFs, the Hong Kong Stock Exchange will need about 2 weeks to list those products. the potential approval of spot Bitcoin ETFs in Hong Kong could follow 3 months after the US SEC's approval of the first Bitcoin spot ETFs applications. So far, top 10 spot Bitcoin ETFs allocated around $57 billion under management, with the top 3 accounting for over 88%, which are BlackRock, Fidelity, and ARK. Why Hong Kong's Bitcoin spot ETF matters so much for Asia. It was written by Donald Day from the VDX. First, in the US, Bitcoin trading volume skyrocketed through those spot Bitcoin ETFs. So it has proven already that Bitcoin has become the most prominent, most promising, and ultra sound money, and as well as the great investment vehicle among those global institutional investors. Second, institutional investors in Asia will rush in to spot Bitcoin when the Hong Kong approves the first Bitcoin spot ETF. Now, institutional investors care about the compliance and convenience at the same time. And spot Bitcoin ETF, that is the only vehicle which can give those institutional investors the compliance and convenience at the same time. Third, China is in trouble now. They need huge liquidity to boost the economy. The real estate just collapsed, and the unemployment rate among especially young people in China, that's terrible. So what they need is to boost the economy. What they need is liquidity through the Bitcoin spot ETFs. And next, Ethereum is coming. And Communist Party officials took much of their national wealth out of the country, which was a huge problem in the mainland China. So in so doing, the Bitcoin spot ETF, they can have more liquidity and digital assets and park those assets in Hong Kong. 4. Hong Kong can be a leading digital asset or blockchain hub, competing against Singapore, Dubai, even with Japan and South Korea. The US spot Bitcoin ETF and Bitcoin halving is just on the way, and the Federal Reserve will cut its interest rate maybe in the second half of this year. And then Hong Kong Bitcoin spot ETF. What does this mean? This will not only lead the Bitcoin price, but most of those altcoins to the moon. Not in the short term, but in the middle, and long term. I mentioned before the Elliott wave theory. The Elliott wave consists of 8 waves. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the impulsive move, and ABC is a corrective move. And as I mentioned before, in most altcoins price charts, you can see like this. Number 1, impulsive. Number 2, corrective. Impulsive 3, and corrective number 4. Wave number 4. And wave 5, which is impulsive, this is missing, and it will come maybe shortly after. What about flow chart? Same thing goes here. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is missing. Cardano, number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 is on the way. Polkadot, same thing goes here. Number 1, 2, 3, and wave number 4. And we are waiting for wave number 5, which is uptrend. Algorand has shown the same thing, same pattern. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5 is missing. As I mentioned, we are in the first crypto bull cycle. And in this small cycle, I think we are located, positioned at number 4, this corrective move in most altcoins. So which means we still have the wave number 5 that is on the way, which is uptrend, impulsive wave number 5. And then we could face a bit of correction like ABC. And then the true bigger impulsive number 3 in a bigger cycle will have this type of wave number 3 maybe in the early of next year. Who knows? In the Elliott wave theory, it was just my based upon my estimation, and I think we are positioned at in the middle of the wave number 4 right now. And then we could, who knows, we could see a huge price upside movement till the maybe by the end of May, or in the middle of June this year. Who knows? And then we could see a type of correction like ABC by the end of November, or maybe December this year. And in the bigger cycle, wave number 3 could begin afterwards, maybe early next year. In the short term, I think crypto rally could be triggered by Hong Kong Bitcoin spot ETF. That's what I assume for right now. In the mid to long term, but we could expect another crypto huge crash, or at least price correction. That could come maybe in the second half of this year. Who knows? Maybe in the middle of this year. But neither you and I can predict the future. We can't know. We can't just predict the future. My plan is not to trade crypto assets, buy and sell, buy and sell. No. Do your own research. Just buy the dip and hodl, especially this year, and wait until the price goes to the roof. Thank you for listening.